All right. Roll call school board members. Everyone is here except for Holly Larson. It's okay, we have a quorum. Okay. 4.0, approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Josh,
If I can just highlight a couple things, depending on if you have a printed version or if you've looked online. There's been a late recommendation, Scott Brecky as a hiree for a special ed position. And we're pulling the closed session due to really not, I'll give a little bit of an update. We're still having good conversations and we're just not there to where we really have to say, hey, what do you think? Can we go higher? Are we okay or not or whatever? So I think those are the only two changes, at least right now. There was another one. We added another preschool position. Again, I'll talk about that in my report. That was added this morning sometime. So I just want to make sure everyone's on the aware.
all those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Communications and reports.
Okay, perfect. First of all, there's some sheets from MSBA here. I left a copy for everyone for your reading enjoyment. It has some scheduled stuff of theirs and highlighting what they do for us. So I just if you have any questions or if there's anything, again, if you want any of I'm sure there's some trainings. I opened it this morning, haven't looked through it. I can register. We have to register people if they want, a phase training or different things. So, again, back more and more staff activities started today. The buildings are hopping. A lot of trainings. We had a couple of days of, 3 partial days last week of some MTSS stuff, which is all good. We have ASEC has a training on Wednesday for all admin, which is normal. We have a couple days, part days of MTSS. I'm going to say through the Northwest Service Co-op through the state, which again, the principals will be going to myself, so that will be good. Arbitration is set for September 25th. Just letting you know that's the date. Again, as I mentioned with negotiations, things are going. If anyone wants to comment from our group, we're having good conversations and going back and forth, and hopefully we have next meeting is the 25th of August. So hopefully in another meeting or so we can have things wrapped up and then we'll have deeper conversation. I did mention to Amanda a little bit ago. Again, I apologize. There was a comment last year about this time, could we get the handbooks earlier and stuff? Not that there's a ton of change, but it just with like the transportation policy took a while to get approved. Again, July, there's not a lot of admin staff here. I apologize. I will work. There's not a ton of changes in a lot of the handbooks, but there wasn't a lot of pre-time to look at them. Am happy to report, assuming the board approves tonight, there's 2 preschool people on here that will fill an opening. There's a preschool person that will be reassigned, is moving up to take Mr. Gallstead's position. They're in school right now to become completely licensed. And so with that, we will be full with if everything is approved tonight. And so, I mean, that is a good feeling finally. And so again, can ask more questions or whatever. A group went, CMS group, Mr. Torgerson included, went on an avid trip a week or so ago. We will get an update in due time. The group, not everyone's back yet, but there was a lot. It was good. It was, maybe, I guess Matt might mention something with it. Very impressive. And I'm anxious to see where we can get to. I did, as I mentioned last time, get a solar grant submitted. We'll see how we fare on that. It ended up being for a $500,000 ask. The district, again, if it's approved, I'll have payback information, would have about 100,000 in, about a 3-year payback. If it all goes. So just, I'm not holding my breath, but it's in and we've had some conversation back and forth already. So I'm hopeful. Also working on, there's one came across for, about 60,000 that would help cover some of our cyber liability and possibly some camera upgrades. Putting in doesn't take a lot to apply, but going to throw in. The state only has 1.4 million. So I don't know how far it'll go, and school's based on your size. Some only can qualify for 40, some could for 60, some for up to 100. Well, 1.4 million doesn't go too far, but it's worth throwing something in, so. Uh, Nexus, just to give you a heads up, on Friday, they called it, not that they haven't been doing anything, but kind of a kickoff meeting. And so a bunch of the admin and different were included. They'll have staff, in fact, there were some people working here today out looking at some of the outdoor facilities. They will have people on site tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Again, different people than Rob, meaning there's architects, there's engineers coming to analyze and help with the facility assessment. And they gave a little bit, it's not an end all be all timeline, but you know, you're gonna be collecting information, get going. They'll have eventually do some reporting to the board. They're also gonna do some community conversation, consultation, whatever. And I just wanted you to be kept in the loop that things are still moving. So with that, just preparing for students very soon, very soon. So I'll leave that to the rest of the staff.
Any questions for superintendent? Okay, we have principal updates.
Yeah, yep, the majority are here, whoever wants to.
Usually start with New Heights here. Okay.
I didn't warn you on that, I guess. Bree.
Push it hard.
Turn it off. Oh,
You're
good.
good.
Okay. So Mrs. Haven, myself, and our new teachers wrapped up OG training. So we went through the full blown training just like teachers do. So we have a better understanding of what they're tasked to do. So that was good. It was intense. 5 days, Zoom, 8 to 3:30 with about a 55-minute break. So it's a lot, but exciting stuff. Our handbooks are updated. A big special thank you to our custodians and kitchen staff for kind of prepping the building. Kitchen just wrapped up last week because they served all of our summer kiddos. So they get a little bit of a breather before they get back at it. Offices back open. Jody was there. It was like Christmas with all the boxes and unloading. So probably a little bit overwhelming. And then lastly, I'm going to share my screen. I just wanted to share a follow-up in terms of the science curriculum. So Mel and I got together. I'll share this here so you can see it. And we took I'm going to zoom in even more. Sorry, I know it's really small for you. We took the Minnesota standards and we put them in a doc. So those are all listed by grade K5. And then what we did was we took the mystery science that we adopted and put it next to it and aligned it. So we went through and color coordinated everything, what lesson it's at. There were 1, 2, I think 4 lessons that they did not have in mystery science. So I found a supplemental lesson and shared that so that it's consistent across the board. And it actually only impacted our K and 1 grades. So the teachers all have that, and what we task them with then is the pacing. So this is their one doc they go to. They can see, know where to go, how to find the lesson, because it is kind of messy on that end in terms of like just finding things. It's a lot. So some of it is found in a different grade level, even though it's paced at that or Minnesota recommendation is there. So that's all laid out for them. So that took us a day, but we wrapped it out and I think it'll be nice for staff to have. I'll zoom out. I know it'll be really itty bitty, but just so you can kind of see again. So it was exciting to know that the curriculum we chose mirrored almost to a T and had everything they needed to hit minus 4 pieces.
No, that's
But we were
really
able to
nice.
find that, so.
And I guess to me, the other exciting piece is get the pacing guide and then the expectation is everyone is covering what needs to be, covered. And not just science. I mean, it's expectation, math, English, reading, across the board. So.
So that's all I have unless anybody has questions.
Any questions?
No, just one thing on the New Heights handbook, there's a couple typos.
Okay.
I'll show you later.
Yes, sounds good. We'll get on that.
That's all.
No, it's really organized. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
while Melissa's coming up, one thing I did forget to say is I will be setting some dates or working like on our facility committee, the different policy committee stuff that's coming up. It was funny, as part of our MTSS, one of the things we got hit with is communication. And of course, part of the strategic plan, and so we did a little task. I don't know, I shouldn't say little, it took a couple hours or whatever.
I know me.
I think we have 8 crisis team meetings and they're all different or what. So, I mean, we've started the ball of figuring out, are there things that can combine? Do we need to name? Like the VPs, I think, are changing it to emergency preparedness meeting instead. That's the one working on our safety plan, evacuation and stuff. We're going to rename some stuff, but it is
All in crisis.
correct. We're not all crisis
That's what it
meetings. So anyway.
All right, good evening, Melissa Croach, principal out at South Point. Just really excited for the year ahead. The building is starting to get a little more movement with teams coming back, meeting with them, as Mr. Grover talked about. Our MTSS group as our team met district-wide last week and really took that opportunity to do a lot of reflection and evaluation of where we're at as a district and where we are at South Point. And in fact, I just felt like I was coming in hot tonight because we were just wrapping up an MTSS meeting as well. And that focus of what we're going to have at South Point. And so really excited for that direction of what we're going to be doing. There's a little bit of room movement happening at South Point. So I want to say a huge thank you to our custodial staff because they come to me with a smile, even though I said, okay, we're going to go in this room and do this. And on Friday, I told them, actually, we're going to pivot and all of this needs to go to this room and we got to put this in this room. So I appreciate their support out there with that. I just wanted to thank you, the board and our APs and Cody for really looking at our busing situation and adopting the expectations that we have in place that's now in our handbooks as well for the busing. And I just want parents to know we will be abiding by those expectations. We are going to have a K-5 assigned seats. That's just what's safe and what's best for those students. And that's an expectation. If your child's not going to do that, then you probably are going to have to bring them and drop off and pick up from school, because we need to really reassess and make sure that we're making sure those are safe. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And we will be sharing our handbook out in our newsletters, back to school, all through the year. So it will always be available with those expectations. And I know the APs are continuing to meet with Cody and the bus drivers as well. So thank you for that. This coming week on the 18th through the 20th, we'll have responsive classroom at South Point. And what's exciting about that is that we will have almost 100% K-5 that will be trained in that through our teachers, through our specialists. We'll have that. So our students are having those common expectations and that common language as well for the expectations of our schools. And so just very pleased with that we're going in that direction. Sierra had talked about the science. We had collaborated on that to keep our teachers on the same path. And that's really, I think, our goal that Sierra and I have talked a lot about, is that we want to try and make as much as we can K-5 to be uniformed and to be tight with that. So starting off with the science curriculum, we've actually made a drive or an area for our K-5 teachers to all access, so they can see what those standards are and what those kids should know, the grade below them and the grade above them, as it's all in one spot. And that's what we're going to continue to do with all of our areas of curriculum. So yeah, just a lot of exciting things happening and gearing up for the kids coming back. And it's going to be here before we know it.
Any questions for Melissa?
Thank you.
Can I just say that is something that used to drive me a little bit bonkers, is that it was so separate between the two elementaries, and to hear all those steps that are
Right.
being taken between you two.
I know it's two separate buildings and we still have our own,
Yeah.
or every building is its own animal, have you say, but yeah, we do understand that K-5 really should be more uniform.
Yeah.
That's what our goal is.
Perfect.
And I guess I will say a huge thank you, and it's not taken away from any of the other admin, but Melissa is the one that ended up finding us an extra classroom. And it's not that there's an extra classroom for preschool. It's,
Right.
there's concessions being made, but your buildings are packed.
Our
Yeah,
sped
you know,
department, I met with my sped teachers that it's going to impact 3 of them today, and it's going
It's-
to be extremely tight. But we are utilizing every inch of our building for the greater.
and not saying others aren't, you know, I'm just
Yep.
saying it's that tight. There's not room. So anyway, I truly appreciate it because there's a bunch of kids that Laura can schedule now that wouldn't have gotten service, you know, and so that's the big piece. So thank you.
So we'll be 3-5 with 3 preschools. That's great. All good. Just for now. Just for now. Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome to your first briefing.
No, just, I'm Matt Torgerson, principal at Central. First of all, I do want to say, like, I have felt so welcome here in East Grand Forks, between the other administrators, Mr. Grover, the staff that I've met. I think between Avid and MTSS and some of these meetings that have, come up and trainings that have come up, I think I've met about a third, maybe almost half of the teaching staff now at Central, and they've all been great. So I'm very excited to get into the school year and get to meet the students and the families and everything as well. Just to, I guess, reiterate a little bit of the science work. Right now, the middle school has also adopted a new science curriculum. We are in the middle of trying to find a time. There's some digital aspects. We're trying to find a time where the science department can meet with the company to get some training, some onboarding, to get access to those digital contents for our students who will be able to do some of those science labs online that rather than those hands-on. And I think there'll be that combo of both. One thing that I've learned in the last month, 6 weeks, since I've been on board is that it seems like the push is to really align between those grade levels. And so as it starts in the K-5, for those science, it sounds like the conversations will continue so that we can get that K-12 or that pre-K-12 alignment and kind of have everybody on the same page. So that's exciting for me to hear, just coming in new as well. Another big thing that happened was there were 9 of us that went to the Avid conference. It was a lot, but it was also, they were very good at like reminding us that this is a multi-year implementation, trying to figure this out. I don't know exactly what the conversations were, with moving to an Avid model. What we are going to be concentrating on this year is really getting this Avid elective going. And when we were at the conference, we actually got to meet some students who had been doing this Avid elective in their schools, some of them for a year, some of them for 6 years. And they were some of the most articulate students I have ever met, having some of these 7th graders being able to speak to where they want to go to college and what for and things like that. So I do think that there will be a lot of good things to come from Avid. It'll just take a few years as we try to implement with fidelity and make sure we do everything correctly and not just kind of force it on some students or staff members or anything. Other things coming up, it is the middle school orientation next week. It is 6th grade on Tuesday, 7th grade on Wednesday, and 8th grade on Thursday. That is where they will get all of their devices, PE clothes, supplies if they pre-ordered them. Hopefully that one-stop shop for all of the middle school families to get acclimated, reacclimated. I'll get to meet a lot at that point too, so I'm excited to actually see some students. It's fun to see adults, but I like to hang out with those students too. The other thing too is fall sports are starting, and so our schedule is updated on the website. And so if there are parents or anything that are curious about when my kid plays, I was told that a lot of time, be careful, don't print off the schedule because there are always a lot of changes, but we'll try to keep that up to date as much as possible. So if you can check that website, that's when the volleyball and the football and all the schedules will
They
be.
are living documents.
That's, yeah, so don't print it off and hang it on your fridge. You might just have to recheck every once in a while. But yeah, I'm very happy to be here in East Grand Forks. I'm very happy to be at Central. Are there any questions?
See you next Wednesday.
Thank
And again, for the Avid trip, it was kind of comical because Matt had not met many at 3:15 in the morning or whatever out in the parking lot right here, doing introductions of, I mean.
Ryan.
How we doing all?
Good.
Good. First of all, it's gonna be a tough working relationship because I don't like Matt at all. No, I'm just, known Matt for a couple of years. He was over in Kirkston, obviously, so we had dealt with each other many times. A good guy, good hire. Along with Sierra, she's good too, so. But lots of stuff going on here at the high school too. Obviously, today got really busy because we got fall sports started, so a number of kids are fired up. Next week, starting Monday, we have orientation. We have freshman orientation is really the only group that we have for orientation. And we have 2 sessions, a 10 o'clock session and a 7 PM session. They last about hour, 15 minutes, depending on how long I blabber. So just kind of get them oriented to the school. And then the rest of them come in if they have holes in their schedule based on their grade. Seniors would be Tuesday, juniors would be Wednesday, sophomores would be Thursday. Meet with the counselors if they have holes in their schedule for their period days, 8 period days. So week after that, obviously, is teacher workshop. We got that all planned out, ready to rock and roll. Week after that is September 2nd. We just have a 9th grade day. We've done that for probably 8, 9 years, something like that. Great to get them in and acclimated to the school. That's when we hand out their Chromebooks and run them through their schedule and give them a tour of the building and all the different things. So nice way to get them into our building and feel comfortable so that they're not feeling like they're the low man on the totem pole per se, with the other hundreds of kids we have in the building. So it's a nice way to get them going. And then September 3rd, obviously, first day of school for everybody. As far as enrollment, we've already registered 19 new kids, which is good. As of right now, we have 8 outs. Little deceiving because school sneaks up on kids who aren't going to be in our school. They go somewhere else and they don't really tell us. So we'll find that out later. I just looked at our enrollment at 645. Again, that's inflated a little bit, probably just because. But we did graduate 115 and we brought in a 9th grade class of 151. So there's 36 right there that make it higher. But we've been as low as 540 before. So we're, roughly 100 higher than what we were, and probably will end up maybe, I don't remember what we ended up at the end of last year, right around that 600 range. So we're doing well. As far as the MTSS stuff that we did last week, we've got that pretty well planned out as far as redact and interventions and things like that as to what we're gonna do a little bit later rather than tomorrow. But we have a plan and we'll implement that plan probably mostly the second semester. We'll test everybody, get everybody figured out whether we need to do interventions and go from there. So it's gonna get busy, but there you go. There's the high school. Questions? Cool.
There's only one policy change in the handbook. We still have a 4-digit policy number on page 24 instead of a 4-digit policy number instead of a 3-digit on page 24 of the handbook. That we gotta fix, that's it.
I thought we did a pretty good job of changing most things up.
I literally, when I read through it today, that's the only one I found, so.
Okay, so there you go. I'll let Bruce take credit.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then Soraya, if she has anything.
Okay. I shouldn't have skipped you. I apologize.
Okay. Laura Thorvalson, Community Education Director and School Readiness Coordinator. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you. I have enjoyed teaching in East Grand Forks for 25 years, and this is a fun new adventure. So thank you for the opportunity. School readiness is cruising right now with the approval, hopefully, of those 2 new teachers. We'll be at 5 sections of 4-year-olds and 2 sections of 3-year-olds, along with Mrs. McMahon's Super K. And those classrooms look to be full or very nearly full. So that's awesome. Another exciting thing for school readiness is also on your agenda, the approval of some Kickstart literacy curriculums that will be kind of the precursor to the OG that the kids do when they get to new heights. So that's on your agenda also. And then on the continuing education side, it's been so fun to talk to people, and everybody I talk to has ideas for classes. And so it's fun to start hearing those ideas. Even my 8-year-old daughter, every day she's got another idea. Mom, I think we should do this. Today it was a pottery class, so we'll see how many of these we can get going. But I plan to do a survey at the showcase on September 3rd in East Grand Forks, just to start getting some more initial ideas of things and then cruise from there. So, thank you. Do you have any questions?
Mm-mm.
No, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Soraya, did you have anything?
It's up to you. No, I mean, and I'm.
It's a good thing I like all these guys, right? We had our huge district MTSS meeting, which went off really well. Like I said, we're trying to align all our teams. We really are getting into more of the definition of what MTSS means, and I'd like to share that with the board eventually. I won't do that tonight, just to keep it shorter here, but, we really had a very productive time, and all the groups said this was really one of the best sessions we've had. So we're trying to get alignment and clarity on our teaming and what's supposed to be happening. So our PLCs are aligned and we all have a common agenda. So those PLC teams know exactly what they need to be picking and choosing. That was a huge part of it. Been working on MA billing all summer. Sherry Berg and myself have put together a pretty solid system to keep that rolling. We've brought in almost $200,000 already. And hopefully now with all the pieces that were missing and out of sync here, we've discovered what those are and so that we can get those in place as well. So that's been a huge undertaking and a big job. And I'm anticipating that we will now really have a good solid foundation as to where we sit with our MA billing as well. Our achievement integration grant came back. They're questioning a couple things. So I'm reaching out to the gal at the Department of Ed, finding out what's missing there. So get those things wrapped up. We've got title in place. So feeling really good, excited for the year to begin.
Good.
Yep. Oh, and then of course, para training. We're working on that too.
And just for the MA billing, I mean, again, Sherry and Soraya have done a wonderful job. It's up from roughly 140,000, I think, a year ago. And again, it's probably, and again, not throwing darts, more accurate and better, but that's money that can help your special ed, your speech. You know, it's not just general fund money, but, and they have a system to continue. So it's not as big a lift, but, again, it's great. I mean, to generate an extra 60,000 is not a, you know, big, it is a
Right,
big deal.
big.
I mean, covers. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, 5.2, any committee reports that we haven't talked about?
Other than we're working on, I mean, negotiations going, and we'll get some committees set. We have some policies that will be rolling here soon. So no, we're good.
Okay. 6.0 is the consent agenda and I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion or anything pulled from the consent agenda? Okay, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. 7.0, opportunities for citizens to speak. We didn't have any
I don't
today.
have any.
Okay. 8.0 on to district business. 8.1 is to approve the bus driver master agreement as presented and attached in board book.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions or discussion on the bus driver agreement? Okay, all those in favor of approving, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. 8.2 is the preschool curriculum, which Laura talked about a little bit. So we'll move to approve the preschool curriculum in the amount of $17,150.04 as presented and attached in board book.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Any questions or discussion?
I just want to state one thing. It needs to be changed to Laura instead of Diane.
No, we caught, and I mentioned to Lynn earlier, you know, just like Ron has a lot of the vendors.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take some time to get everything switched and
That's the only thing I noticed.
and again, I don't know where this got dropped in the, they were working on this all last year. It never got brought to us like with the other curriculum stuff. I mean, again, it never came. So again, but we do
Okay.
support it.
Great. All those in favor of approving the preschool curriculum, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 8.3 is a resolution to hire short-term substitute teachers, was what we do every year.
Yep.
So we'll take a vote on approving the resolution authorizing the hire of casual substitute teachers from an oh my goodness, from an established list without individual board approval as presented and attached, meaning they can just hire them and we don't have to approve every single time. So we'll take a roll call.
Need a motion.
Oh, I need
I'll
a
make
motion,
a,
I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion.
Second? Anybody?
Oh, I'll second.
Yes.
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 5-0. Motion is approved. 8.4. Motion to approve Kevin Grover as a hearing official to hear appeals regarding eligibility for free and reduced meals. I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Hot lunch, 8.5. Motion to continue with the offer versus serve hot lunch program for all students in East Grand Forks Public Schools, grade K through 12, for the 2025-26 school year, which means they don't have to take everything that's offered.
And it's a way you report and
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion?
Aye. Oh, no.
Sorry.
No.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. 8.6 is approving the 2025-26 fee schedule as presented and attached in board book.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion on the fee schedule?
And so for the most part, and I believe it was prior to me coming, but there was a significant adjustment, I guess, a year ago. So we're not recommending anything. There may be a few things we talked about, maybe looking at some of the fee schedules as far as like shop and a few things for extra. Yeah, you know, again, they pay for if they make a, you know, huge project, they pay more. But the other one I wanted to highlight is we are recommending to again go with the free admission for our students. And so unless, you know, the board feels differently, any student with an ID, bus pass, you know, that type thing would get in. We think it's good for students. Again, does it not generate a little bit of revenue? Yeah, but
Pros outweigh the cons.
Mm-hmm.
for time being, not say it'll last forever, but
All right, Lindsay, then Josh. All those in favor of approving the motion or approving the fee schedule?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, 8.7 is to set the truth and taxation meeting for Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 6 PM in this very room, 195 at East Grand Forks Senior High. I'll move to approve.
Second?
I think this is something just for Matt. We do this every year.
yep.
Okay.
And it has to be, can't start before 6 o'clock. Not that, you know, typically we're still going, but for some reason, if not, you have to pause and wait till 6 before that
Right.
piece can start.
Looking forward to it.
All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried.
Who's the second on that? I apologize.
I had myself and then Lindsay.
Okay, thanks.
9.0 is payment of claims and accounts.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of K-12 bills 129,838 through 129,8882 and the electronic fund transfers in the amount of $687,327.75.
Any seconds?
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. 10.0, we're on to board member comments. Matt, we'll start with you.
I think before I came in here, it felt like summer, and now after hearing all the principals, summer's over and school's starting, so now I know how all the admin feel every summer. No, other than that, I mean, thanks for the updates, appreciate it. Good to hear.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm excited for fall sports to start. I mean, it's been a pretty good summer, but a lot of activity happening around our schools with their teachers, and you know, I'm glad to hear that responsive classroom is coming back again for another round. I think that's really important for our teachers to get that. I think that
it really, it makes a difference in the classrooms, and especially when they're using it.
Lindsay?
Not much, I guess. Just thanks for all the updates. It's nice to hear how things are people are collaborating and things are getting all on the same page and getting more uniform. It's exciting to hear. I like that. And it seems like everybody's getting ready and geared up for school, so I guess we better too.
Amanda?
I'm excited for school to start. I'm excited for soccer tryouts this week. I'm excited for that to begin, and I'm excited to have everyone back.
I am also excited for school to start. We were
In
talking
so
about
many
that.
ways.
And I'm sure you are excited, but I'm also sure there's like the nerves as well. And but we appreciate you very much in getting the schools ready and all the things that go into that, as you pointed out today. Fall sports, yes, fall activities. I saw on Facebook the musical is going to be Frozen, and that's very exciting in our house. Yes, so no, thanks again to all. Brand new curtains, fire retardant curtains.
Gotta go
Yes.
gotta go just to see those.
Yeah. All sorts of activities. That's all I have. So 11.0, the next meeting of the Board of Education will be August 25th, 2025 at 5:30. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on adjourning? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, everybody.